and welcome to Washington Exec's video series. I'm senior reporter Rachel Kirkland, and I'm joined today by John Krinn, chef and owner of Clarity Restaurant in Vienna, Virginia. Thank you for joining me today, John.
Thanks, Rachel.
All right, so we all know the restaurant industry has been hard hit during the pandemic, and you've worked hard over the past year to really diversify your offerings, including starting a knife sharpening business. How is that going?
Yeah, so what I wanted to do is, first evaluate the situation. Obviously, we all had to do that with our lives. I mean, I have 80 employees, and I wanted to keep them all paid as long as this situation persisted. Turned out to be over a year. I have a business background also, and then they call it the restaurant business. It is an art, but it's primarily a business. I actually like that part. So aside from the horrendous nature of the issue that we were dealt in March 2020, the actual solutions that are necessitated are sort of in my wheelhouse. Right when we were shut down, I turned to my staff and I actually said, I'm going to figure this out. I got this. Don't stress. Which is funny. I mean, sometimes in life, it's your time to do it. A combination of skills and experience and wins and losses in business give you a confidence that you can handle a situation. It just seemed to be my time. So, I implemented strategies. I made a project plan right off the bat for the year in case it went a year, which it ended up doing. And I diversified my products because the base product that I was serving up until then and doing very well at was gone. And no sense in trying to get it back. You got to start some new businesses under one roof. So one of the phrases I used for myself was to try to be situationally complementary. Okay, and I'll explain that. We all know what situational awareness is, and I sort of took from that and want to be situationally complementary. So with people having to stay home, but needing to eat, doing takeout, but also having other issues in their lives that necessitate home cooking. What I wanted to do, my goal was actually not to make people come to Clarity or get takeout from Clarity all the time. My goal was for me to be situationally complementary to the environment that my guests were in, right? Their lifestyle that they had to take on and embrace during each section of the pandemic. So each time situations changed, restrictions and otherwise weather, I wanted to stay situationally complementary, right? So if you're stuck at home and you're going to get takeout, that's great. When you're not getting takeout, you're gonna cook at home. If you're cooking at home, that means you have to use your knives. When you use your knives, which you may not use all that often, they're probably not that sharp, and you really need sharp knives, not only to cook, but the value proposition of those sharp knives when you actually have to be at home and cook is elevated, right? And I wanted to be a part of it. So that's one of the diversifications I added to my profile at Clarity was the knife sharpening, right? There's obviously a good purpose to it, but there was also a situational complementary purpose also.
I love that. Now, you've had your finger on the pulse of the restaurant industry in the area for a while now. What are you seeing as we head into this summer?
Well, obviously there's a pent-up demand. I really think that what you need to come out of this sort of smartly and incrementally, restaurants, you can't make up for last year in a week, right? You're only human. Your staff is only human. We're all tired. This whole the surreal nature of what's happened. I'm only starting to sort of wrap my head around it. I mean, I ran on adrenaline like we all did for over a year, and when you have a small business that's intimately affected by it, I started in March and I didn't stop. So now I'm starting to see, wow, look what we did. And the energy is starting to elevate, but also, wow, we're all looking at each other like that was, we were very tired and exhausted, actually. So that all being said, what do you want to do? You can't now. Thankfully, I don't have to wake up in the morning and think of 17 different ways to bring money into the restaurant, so I can create paychecks. Now I can actually, what people want is what we did before, right? Um, so you reinvented yourself, and actually, I think you sort of want to uninvent yourself a little bit, back to what you were doing, because that was working, right? But I think you don't want to fall into a situation where you try to do too much too fast. I'm not going to take the whole parking lot, like I did, a football field size outdoor dining situation this year like I did last year. I'm going to just make sure we do what we do and do it right, so everyone comes back to something familiar.
Makes a lot of sense. And now you've spoken before about the importance of growing your skills to meet challenging times. So, what skill sets are you looking to build right now?
Well, this was certainly an epic situation in 2008, 9, 10. I didn't have the skills to navigate through the last epic situation we had. So this time, I'm working on documenting everything, and I'd actually like to develop a skill set to communicate what I did to other people. I really think I can help businesses in the culinary industry and outside of the culinary industry. I tend to think of things differently. It's like when you give 5 chefs the same products, they all come up with different recipes and different techniques. I actually think I do that around um, income creation and relationship building, and how to take a certain business and maximize it for the clients and the employees, and everyone involved in that particular profile of product. So I'm actually working on a skill set of communication of my thinking, moving forward, and hopefully I can help some other businesses, navigate situations in the future, or are looking to maximize their culture and their output.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining me today. Always a pleasure to speak with you. And I look forward to catching up again soon. Take care.
Thanks as always, Rachel.